Hi, welcome to Conscious Outcome. Today I have a special guest with me. Her name is Diana Marie. She's a master herbalist. She does Psych-K and she's a health intuitive. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I had the greatest conversation with you last night when we met, and what you do with Psych-K so correlates with conscious language and upgrading our subconscious and what we're saying to ourselves and how we're thinking. Tell everybody about what Psych-K is and what you do.
Well, Psych-K actually stands for Psychological Kinesiology and was founded by a man named Rob Williams. Very closely related to work on the brain and consciousness and how we actually perceive things, so that we know now actually that the subconscious mind operates at about 95% of what we're doing consciously and subconsciously.
That's
so
huge.
a big percent. And so what we're finding is with Psych-K we can actually reprogram the subconscious mind so that now we behave in the outside world differently.
So what do you mean by how I behave in the outside world?
Well, many of us are walking around with subconscious beliefs that got ingrained somewhere along the line, and they maybe were set in a more deep way because they impacted us as a child, or maybe even in our adult life. Say we were in a work situation and someone basically told us that our work is lousy, and we were very attached to the work that we'd done. Well, now we learn our work is lousy. Well, we take that, we internalize that subconsciously, and we now behave like our work isn't very worthy, we're lousy at it. And so if we can reprogram that mind to think differently about how successful we really are in our work, now we manifest that in the outside world as well. So what we're doing is we're basically reprogramming that subconscious mind, so now we behave differently.
It is so fascinating, and I know that with the conscious language work that I've done, that a change in one word can change the way we act, the way we treat ourselves, and the way we show up in our relationships and everything else. It sounds like Psych-K goes in and you're able to directly address that, but so that I don't have to continually be working at it, but you are automatically it's in.
Well, exactly. It's believed that it takes 21 consecutive days to actually recite a mantra or recite a new belief for it to actually lock in. With Psych-K, in a matter of moments or minutes, you can actually reprogram the mind, so you don't have to repeat an affirmation over and over and over again to actually change the thought pattern around it. You've now changed it because we put a person in what's called a whole brain state, so the right and the left hemispheres of the mind are now connected.
Wow.
And so now we're locking that in a whole brain state, which is also far more powerful, because usually that belief that was a negative belief got locked somewhere in the right side of the brain or the left side of the brain. If we can lock in this new belief and overlay it in a whole brain state, it's far more powerful in impacting in how we behave. So a very quick example of that is, and I experienced this myself, I was with a woman who was afraid of heights. And so we were driving along Colorado, and we went through some wine country, and we had to go up a windy road. I was very nervous because we were driving on the wrong side of the road, so that she didn't have to look over the edge.
Not safe.
Not safe, and the edge was pretty close by, and I said, it would be so much easier if we just stopped and corrected for this. So I explained to her what we were going to do, and we created a balance that she needed to know that made her feel safe. And in a matter of moments, she was in a little pretzel pose, and you get in a little cross pose so that we determine what's strong for her to be in a whole brain state. We created a new belief for her to feel comfortable, that she wasn't nervous around heights. And the moment we started the car back up and started descending down the road, she was able to drive on her side of the road comfortably and easily and look over the edge. She called her husband immediately when we got to the bottom and said, "You won't believe this. I've corrected for not being afraid of heights anymore."
Fabulous.
And from this day forward, she has not experienced that.
That is
fear.
That's astounding. Truly astounding. Do you have to be with somebody in person in order to do this, or can you do it long distance?
Now, actually, this can be done with long distance impact as well. I've had clients all over the country.
Well, the reason why I asked that is I wanted to make sure that anybody who's watching this would be able to get in touch with you to find out more information about it. I've got in the links and docs, which I think is over there, has your contact information, email address, and phone number. So please get in touch with Diana. And thank you so much. This has been just fascinating and fabulous.
Well, great. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.